Hi guys, so this is for you if you've ever thought, why is it taking so long for people to actually message me? Like they might have messaged you in the last, recently and then became a client eventually. Hopefully your conversion rate of clients is actually really high. I'm going to talk about tracking and conversion and how and why you need to do it. And also, what are the important things to understand when it comes to acquiring a client and how you can actually get them to become your client in less time than 3 years. The reason I wrote that in that comment is 2 conversations I've had in the last 10 days or so. The coaches that I spoke to literally said, they quote unquote, that they noticed that it took the client between 0 and 3 years for the client to come on board as a client and for them to actually then say, oh, I've been following you since 1982 and then I just decided to come on now and it's 1994. I'm just kidding. But it actually took them 3 years. They noticed it took the coach 3 years to go from the client following them or watching their material online to actually becoming a client. So I want to help you to establish what are the gaps and why are those things obviously a problem, apart from it taking a really long time for you to increase your cash flow. And it also, if it's not obvious to you, it means that your marketing is not working. And when I say your marketing is not working, you should ideally be having people message you who want to work with you. The number of followers and likes is irrelevant. I'll get back to that in a second. Well, the key thing with any kind of marketing, and if you are actually using social media, you are doing marketing because you're trying to reach potential clients or even encourage your own clients to, buy more stuff or just stay in the loop with what you're doing with them, right? So you're staying in front of them, you're staying relevant, you're building the know, like, trust factor and all that stuff. At the end of the day, you want it to turn into dollars, and it is a privilege for that to happen. However, it's really about establishing a relationship, which coaches do very, very well. And if you've heard any of my material in this group, you'll hear me talking about how really big, long funnels and sales pages and click funnels and all that, etc., is often a waste of money because coaches don't need to learn to write sales pages because coaches, you guys, actually already build rapport with people brilliantly. You know how to make people feel comfortable in the first conversation, right? Because we're authentic, we're real, we're authentic, we're real, we're honest. Authentic, that's what authentic is. Authentic, real, and honest all mixed together. Just kidding, it's not even a word, it just came out at once. But the key, guys, no matter what you're doing, so you're either spending time or money on ads, and I just want to interrupt this broadcast to write this down. You must track what you're doing. So whatever you're doing, you don't need an Excel spreadsheet or complex numbers to track what you're doing. Literally write down the activity that you're doing, write down what you're spending on it or what you're spending on it, time or dollars, and write the result. What happened? 4 people walked in the door, 3 people messaged me, this many converted. So you know your conversion rate, therefore you know what it costed you in time or money to acquire the client. Make sense? And it shouldn't be 3 years if you're doing it right. If it's taking 3 years and you are consistently putting a message out online, it means that you need to spend probably time and money learning how to market. And that is not a 3-minute conversation. That is a lot of communication and learning. Now, I also want to establish that you do not need to get people to like your page because followers and likes do not represent business. I promise if there's somebody out there that you want to emulate because they have a huge following or really cool branding or sponsorship because they've got brands that get them to promote them, be it clothes or supplements or whatever. And I'm saying this because I've actually worked with quite a few girls who have, prior to me, had a very large social media following and had 0 in their bank account. So I know that the message and the product that they're selling at the end, there's a massive disconnect. People aren't buying it. So it does not equate to dollars in the bank, which I know you're not doing this career because you want dollars in the bank. I'm just saying, please don't try to necessarily emulate that or for that to be your aim. Your aim should be to help your clients first and foremost, and then obviously to get more clients. Now, you must also know, write this down, kids, what it costs. Is that backwards? someone to tell me, is it actually backwards when you look at it on your camera? Because it's forwards here, but I'm actually guessing it's probably backwards on your camera. In which case, if you don't know what that says, it says cost to acquire. What does it cost you to acquire a client? Now, if it costs, I don't know, honestly, the cost of what it costs you is up to you. If it costs more than 10%, it's probably not a good thing. So for example, if you bring somebody on for 12 weeks, paying $50 a week, it costs you it'll cost them $600 to become a client for 12 weeks. So hopefully it costs you $50 to get them in, which is what? It's a session. Or you could use referrals as well and give your clients that refer a session or a week's training, yeah? That's actually brilliant marketing, by the way. So it is costing you dollars and or time. And how much is it costing you? And write it down, because you've either got to spend one or the other. And you don't have to spend a lot of dollars. So please don't waste time putting in places. So that's actually it. That's it for today, kids. If you've got any questions, let me know. Oh, you like that? Sorry, didn't mean to do it with that hand. So there's no questions on there, but if anyone has any questions, please let me know and I'll come back to this thread. If you tag me, it'll work even better because it'll come up as a tag and then I'll jump on quicker. But please know what it costs to acquire a client, and hopefully it's not costing you hundreds of dollars to get one client signed up. And also hopefully it's not costing you 3 years of your time, because if that is the case, then there is a massive disconnect in the marketing and you do need to learn marketing. But I'm kind of stating the obvious and I'm very blunt and honest, so sorry about that. If you've got any questions, guys, as usual, let me know. You know where I am. Have a good Sunday afternoon or Saturday, wherever you are in the world.